He just woke up from a sleep and found himself lying in a strange place. Before he could figure out what was going on, two armed men burst in, and in his panic, he accidentally kicked a hole in the wall while trying to escape. But the strangers outside were desperately trying to stop him from going out, as if there was some dark secret in the world beyond the door. When he finally stepped outside, he realized the world was no longer what he recognized. Before he could gather his thoughts, several black cars surrounded him. A one-eyed black man told him, "You've been asleep for 70 years, and suddenly everything clicked for him, and he remembered. Yes. Then he found his date, Carter. But he was already very old at this time, and time had left layers of ripple-like wrinkles on his body. Even though he had Alzheimer's disease, he still remembered the man in front of him. It's been so long. Now when she owes me a dance. It's a pity that Carter has already started his own family. After all, 70 years have passed and everything has changed. After that, he isolated himself in the underground boxing gym every day to relieve his boredom. In order to quickly integrate him into modern life, Fury directly asked him to join SHIELD to serve the country, and his first mission was to rescue the SHIELD personnel captured on the cruise ship. After understanding the general situation, Captain America already had a battle plan. The first step was to jump right in. He was wearing a parachute. No. The super soldier serum allowed his body to easily take out a patrolling thug on the cruise ship without making a sound. He really threw his shield, and in the rebound, he took out 2 more guards. He boldly made his way through, eliminating all the outer guards who were listening for zombies, and swaggered into the interior of the cruise ship. After Captain America set everything up, the reinforcements from the Special Operations team arrived. They quickly locked onto all the positions of the kidnappers, and once everything was ready, it just needed Captain America's command. However, at that moment, he was also waiting for news from someone else. After the connection successfully sneaked into the control wall, the US team gave the attack signal. In an instant, the robbers fell to the ground, leaving only the leader of the robbers who escaped. The US team stepped forward to intercept them, but was mocked by the other side. Way into the brisket book here. In order to convince him, Captain America put away his shield and had a fair fight. But how can an ordinary person be a match for a strengthened person? The leader was completely defeated after just 2 moves. He turned around and saw that Black Widow had arrived here without knowing when. She was secretly copying the information on the computer, which made Maybe very unhappy. Rescue hostages. No, that's your mission. You just jeopardized this whole operation. The leader suddenly got up and threw a hand grenade. Although both of them were unharmed, the leader managed to escape. Captain America expressed his strong dissatisfaction to Fury. To calm him down, Fury explained how important the information they had copied was. It turned out that SHIELD had a secret base hidden underground, which was the implementation site for the InSight program. They used the alien technology from the other green guys in the Avengers to build 3 motherships, each equipped with massive cannons and armed fighter jets. SHIELD planned to keep them operating in suborbital areas, using artificial intelligence algorithms and an all-seeing surveillance system to predict and preemptively strike at criminals, eliminating various tragedies before they even happened. But Captain America couldn't agree with this approach at all. Both sides held their ground and parted ways unhappily. Afterwards, Fury took out the USB drive that Black Widow had copied. This information is crucial to the InSight program, and she suspects that terrorists have set their sights on it, likely with ill intentions. When Fury opened the USB drive, he was shocked to find that, as the director, he didn't have access rights. This was even more baffling, so he went to his superior, Pierce, to persuade him to temporarily delay the InSight program, as their relationship was quite close. He readily agreed to it. Later, Fury was harassed by a police car on his way home, but considering his radiation, he simply said something. The next second, another police car hit the surrounding area from the side, and a group of policemen quickly surrounded her. Before Fule could react, a car full of fully armed special police appeared and attacked her. Fortunately, the vehicle was specially made with bulletproof seats. Seeing that ordinary firearms could not penetrate the defense, they took out an engineering hammer and hit the car window crazily. When the car window opened, Frey activated the imitation weapon in the car and knocked down the special forces on one side. At this time, the car's power system was restarted, and Frey immediately started the car and fled, but the pursuers behind him were chasing him closely. Flight systems, damn it! Get me Agent Hill's communications array! Damage! Well, what now? Then air conditioning is fully operational. With no other choice, he had to find a way to escape amidst the chaos of the cars. Just as he thought he had shaken them off, a powerful figure appeared ahead, shooting a strong magnetic disc that attached itself to Fury's car. Only the explosion turned the car upside down. Seeing the killer approaching step by step, Fulu had to use the last means of secrecy. When the killer came to the front of the car, he found that Fulu had dug a hole and escaped. He fled all the way to the beautiful house. He told Captain America that justice had been monitored, and there was a traitor in S.H.I.E.L.D. who wanted to kill him. Just when he stood up to communicate further, the wall behind him suddenly exploded. Another armor-piercing bullets penetrated his body. Captain America rushed to rescue him. Fry knew that he was doomed today, so he handed Captain America a USB drive and told him not to trust anyone before fainting. Captain America, holding his shield, jumped directly to the opposite building to chase the killer. He relied on the shield to offset the speed of the attack, and soon caught up with the killer. Unexpectedly, the killer in front of him actually caught his shield with his bare hands. Not only that, he had difficulty summoning the shield thrown back by the other party. When he came to his senses, the killer had disappeared. Then the killer returned to his superior's home to report the mission, and the person he reported to was Pierce, Fury's immediate superior. He was actually a high-ranking figure of Hydra. After lurking in the government for many years, SHIELD was established, and he had been inserting Hydra members into it to promote the delayed Insight plan, which made him want to kill, because this plan involved an important decision of Hydra, and the mysterious killer in front of him was secretly trained by the Hydra organization. Super soldiers, known as the Winter Soldiers, have all their memories wiped, turning them into ruthless killing machines for Hydra. At this moment, a near-death Fury was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment, and the surgery was successful, but Fury died. Black Widow looked sadly at the man who had pulled her out of the abyss, feeling a mix of emotions inside. She tried to ask Captain America about the real reason Fury had sought him out, but Captain America, not trusting anyone at that moment, didn't reveal anything about the USB drive. In the end, he locked the USB drive at the hospital and returned to SHIELD to face Pierce's inquiries. Captain America insisted that Fury didn't tell him anything. With no other choice, Pierce had to give up and leave, as Captain America stepped into the elevator. Namor led the special forces in as well. As the elevator descended, it quickly filled up with various personnel. Even though everyone seemed very casual, Captain America still picked up on some clues. He realized that the mole didn't want him to leave alive.
Before we get started, does anyone have a question?
All the killers in the elevator suddenly attacked, and the scene was in chaos for a while. But he was able to withstand several electric shocks with his enhanced body without any harm. Now it was the killer's turn to be confused, as they had never thought that so many people would fall in the elevator.
Then we shouldn't. I just want you to know, God, it's been first.
It kind of feels personal. Since then, Captain America has gained a new title of Elevator Station. I thought that if I could solve these problems, I could win safely. Unexpectedly, there were a bunch of soldiers with live ammunition outside the door. He reacted quickly and cut off the elevator directly. The rope fell down and relied on the elevator braking system to escape. Did he force the elevator open? Hey, hello, goodbye. I know that there is no way out. I saw that Chunga was only a few hundred meters away, so I raised my shield and jumped out. Under the effect of 100% shock absorption, I landed safely. No one explained this. Does this make sense? In the end, he picked up a motorcycle and escaped from S.H.I.E.L.D., but an armed plane appeared on the side. Snakeskin moved to avoid the strafing, threw out a shield that could turn to destroy the engine, and immediately stopped, and jumped onto the plane to commit suicide, pulled out the shield, and landed gracefully. Although it perfectly solved the crisis at hand, it also gave Pierce an excuse to issue a wanted order. Although everyone was in disbelief, they had to follow the order. Captain America had no choice but to find out what secrets were in the USB flash drive left by the Fox. But when he returned to the hospital, he found that the USB flash drive was gone, and it was taken away by an acquaintance, Black Widow. There was no choice but for Captain America to choose to believe her and find the truth with her. The key is to rely on top hacking technology. Although the key data cannot be cracked, the source of the information is successfully found through plain face. This place happens to be the training ground for Captain America's recruits. Coming here brings back memories of Captain America's marriage decades ago. In a trance, it seems that he can still see his thin self back then. This is a building that caught the attention of the two. In their impression, he didn't exist at that time. After entering it, they found that this was actually the work of SHIELD. There are photos of Iron Man's father and Carter hanging on the wall, and there is a hidden elevator behind the shelf. Follow the elevator to the deep underground, and the room is placed. The old equipment that can only be seen in this incident is so out of place when it is placed on the brand new USB flash drive conversion socket. I quickly inserted the USB flash drive, and the old computer showed a human face, and this face is Dr. Zola, who appeared in Captain America. After the victory of the Allied forces in World War II, the military absorbed a large number of German scientific researchers through the Paperclip project. Dr. Zola was one of them. He relied on his intelligence to gain a foothold in Hydra. The team led by Captain America would be captured. After Zola's death, he uploaded his consciousness to a computer and created a Zola algorithm. This algorithm is now being used in the Insight program. In that moment, they realized there must be something wrong with the Insight program, and Zola indicated that even if they knew, it wouldn't matter because he had already sent an alert to Hydra's headquarters. There is a missile coming here right now, and it will arrive in a few seconds. What I just said was just to delay time. Captain America heard it, and quickly opened the sewer pipe. With the help of the shield, the two survived the explosion. Now both of them have been wanted nationwide. There is no other way. Captain America can only take shelter in his friend Falcon's house. Now the two have also concluded that Pierce must have a problem. In order to find out his purpose, the three of them captured Pierce's most capable assistant, and forced him to tell the conspiracy of Hydra. But Baldy knows Captain America's character. He can't do such a thing as torture. Captain America can't do it, but this is an illusion created by Widow. After rushing through the condensed light, the bald man's eyes instantly became clear, and he confessed everything immediately. It turned out that the so-called Insight plan had always been secretly fueled by Hydra. The program algorithm in it had been modified and replaced. It was originally to clear out dangerous elements who might commit crimes. But now it is to clear out those who might pose a threat to Hydra. In the electronic age, everything can be roughly calculated by algorithms, such as college entrance examination scores and bank statements. Using voting records, email communications, call logs, and so on, these algorithms can roughly predict a person's future trajectory and eliminate anyone deemed a threat. Now, there are only 16 hours left until the Insight program is implemented. Time is running out, so the group quickly drives to the headquarters of SHIELD. But just then, a metal arm crashes through the window, throwing the bald guy out and killing him on the spot. Captain America immediately pulls the handbrake, tossing the Winter Soldier off the roof of the car. Before they can catch their breath, another vehicle comes charging in, and the Winter Soldier leaps up, yanking the steering wheel out of Falcon's hands, causing the car to go out of control. Because these two rely on the shield to escape death, they have barely steadied themselves. But then, a missile from the Winter Soldier flies in, blasting Captain America thousands of meters away, while Falcon and Black Widow are also caught in the crossfire, ducking for cover. However, Black Widow, being skilled, can't shake off the Winter Soldier. She uses the reflection on the ground to determine his position and counter him. This also angered the Winter Soldier, who handed Captain America over to the goons and personally went after Black Widow. Although there were many goons, their bullets seemed to have GPS, hitting every target perfectly. Not a single bullet missed Captain America's legs, leading to the complete annihilation of the squad. Meanwhile, Black Widow managed to disable the Winter Soldier's electronic arm with an electronic disruptor, but no one could stop him from pursuing her. Soon, Black Widow was shot in the shoulder, and just when things looked dire, Captain America rushed back to save her. The two sides engaged in a life-and-death hand-to-hand combat, but the Winter Soldier's metal arm was much stronger. Even so, Captain America relied on his extraordinary reflexes and skills to shock the shield and successfully incapacitate the Winter Soldier's arm. The mask was knocked off the Winter Soldier's face, and to Captain America's shock, the face beneath the mask was that of his closest friend.